Alright, y'all, check it out. Why genuine connections are so fulfilling. Why are genuine connections so fulfilling? It's because it's a breath of fresh air in a fake world. Genuine people, aka real people, are a breath of fresh air in a fake world. And if you ask me, genuine people are better than the fake woke or self-proclaimed spiritual people. I have a video called Spirits That Move Spiritual But Don't Claim It. So even if they aren't spiritually inclined, if they have that genuine real trait, I still value that and value them more than a self-proclaimed spiritual person, but they're fake as fuck and they're not genuine. So they're not really they're really not that spiritually inclined. You feel me? But yeah, watch that video if you want more context behind that. Spirits that move spiritual but don't claim it. So yeah, genuine people, they're a breath of fresh air in a fake world. They're actually real, and that's probably one of the best, most spiritual traits you can have as a spirit. So I don't know why, because I don't know, I feel like self-proclaimed fake woke spiritual people who don't really do the shadow work and shit, they act as if spirit don't see all, and not to put it in some sort of like mystical dictator spirit religious type shit, like, oh, you gotta act a certain way because you're being watched. No, I mean like the self accountability part of it, that aspect of this shit, because you still gotta be self accountable as a spirit, and you're accountable for your own awareness and your own growth. That you yourself, you have to actually take that seriously. So if you ain't focusing on the trait or the aspects of just being a genuine spirit or just being real, but you're into all this other spiritual knowledge and wisdom and shit, but you still not a real spirit yourself, you don't know how to actually be more pure with intent and more transparent and shit like that. If you ain't focusing on that and you ain't doing the shadow work to look at your own demons and shit, then you just like fake woke and really not that spiritual at all, because spirituality is about infinite growth, which leads to individuality and shit like that, and being with all possibilities to expand yourself further, and along with the collective as well. So if you ain't doing your best to be more real, more genuine, then something's wrong with you. You feel me? That should be one of your number one priorities in this motherfucking life. Because like I said, not to get too spooky with it, but spirits see all. And what I really mean by that is, you have your own spirit, but existence as a whole is also is one spirit too, but it's just all of our spirits combined to make that overall space and shit like that, right? So it's not really a being, but there's fundamentals and mechanics of life and existence itself that are like just part of the rules type shit, even though is limitless and there technically ain't no rules, but there still is though, because that's what comes with the limitations on some Saturn deep astrology type shit. So otherwise things like principles and morality and teamwork make the dream work wouldn't exist, right? So you have to be accountable and be relatable to a certain degree with existence outside of yourself. Otherwise, you limit your own spirit's growth. And what is that? But before you can even do that, you have to still be what? Real, genuine. You can't relate with other motherfuckers and make genuine connections that will actually fulfill your spirit and all possibilities until you take care of that little fake problem you have of not being real with yourself and others and shit like that, right? You won't feel that fulfillment of expansion and all possibilities if you limit yourself from becoming real and genuine to even make those genuine connections. You're going to always be in a limited Masonic, demonic, matrix program perspective of how you think you're supposed to relate with others and act and behave in society from what the shadow government program you ought to be and shit like that. So you don't really have your own mind. That's why and then now real people or genuine spirits, they actually do have their own minds to a certain degree, because why? They're being real with themselves. And what happens when you're real with yourself and life, you're less likely to fall into a certain bias or a limitation, because people who get too deep and lost in biases and limitations and shit that prevents their spiritual growth from all possibilities and keeps them further away from what y'all humans call God, that they're actually not being real with themselves when they do that. That's why they have to get lost in these things and not just accept what is. And what is just life itself. Everything became out of nothing, and we all as spirits created this shit. That's it. Subjectively, all our subjective perspectives and different individualistic point of views creates the overall objective reality. You feel me? But these spirits are so demonic and so fake to themselves and to that fundamental truth of reality. They're so fake towards that shit that they rather like deny that shit like it's not a real thing. And oh no, my perspective, my belief is the real all end all be all, fuck everything else. Then that's just dumb. That's just limitation. And you're not now you're being fake to yourself and your own growth. And you're not even being real enough to let go of certain things to see what is. Maybe because you're an insecure ass spirit or a weak ass little demon human who still has a lot of insecurities, and you use these certain things that you're lost in, these biases, these religions, these perspectives, these politics, all this dumbass limited man-made human shit. You use these things to cover up yourself so you don't feel naked as a spirit, which is what's really real. You just a spirit that came from nothing, and you ain't shit just like everybody else in this motherfucking shit. You feel me? And anybody who thinks that they're more than the next motherfucker, you are even more ain't shit of what you think. You feel me? You're more dirty. You have more dirt on your mind. You're not as pure and shit like that. You feel me? You're not genuine and shit like that. And in this fake ass world, 99% of humans have some sort of filtering or some shit that makes them fake and programmed, literally a robot, by the shadow government, and they don't even know how to just be a real genuine spirit, just as is type shit. So genuine people are rare. So if you're a real rare spirit yourself, you're gonna still feel alone amongst a whole bunch of bots, because you know that the energy is limited. Even if you was to be 100% yourself, and speak in certain ways like this or whatnot, you already know these dumbass bots ain't gonna understand or comprehend, or they're gonna look at you weird because they're so fake and programmed. And they don't even know what the fuck is real and what just is. They can only see through their shadow government perspectives of what they think is quote unquote normal. But really what's normal in this world is fucking insane and programmed and not normal. Because yeah, this world is motherfucking, or this society is like mentally sick and unnaturally modified. But I'm not gonna fully blame the shadow government for the programming and shit, because I also know that humans like to get lost in their lower animalistic natures. That's why the animalistic system works so well, because humans are still lost in their dumbass thoughts, their egos, their biases, their whatever the fuck, their feelings and all this shit. So when you do find a genuine rare spirit, you know, it actually doesn't feel as bad. You feel me? It's like, oh shit, there's other like-minded, accountable, responsible spirits who did the growth and the shadow work. I'm not the only one who sees this bullshit. You see what I'm saying? So it's rare. So once you actually find another genuine spirit to connect with, you won't feel as alone as you do in a world amongst a whole bunch of fake bots who ain't even open-minded enough to find more of themselves and to be more real, and to become more real over time. So they don't gotta limit their energy to some fucking programmed Masonic fake shit. So it's like a breath of fresh air in a fake world when you come across a genuine spirit. And then when you make that connection, that's why it's so fulfilling, because that connection and you becoming aware of that other person, it gives you hope in humanity. Especially when you come across other like-minded spirits, it gives you hope in humanity, like, oh shit, maybe there is, you know, a chance for humanity to evolve one day if I'm not the only smart one out here, the only wise one out here, and shit like that. And you don't even got to know these people personally. Like if you like just follow somebody on the internet or some shit, like the spiritual teachers that I keep up with and shit, I've never met some of these people personally, but it still gives me hope in humanity And I don't, and it's still like that. Don't mean I still don't appreciate their energy and shit. You feel me? And if they're transparent enough, it feels like you already fucking know them and shit. So, like, you don't even really gotta know them personally. It's just it just gives you hope in humanity, because you know, okay, there's spirits out here who are on the right fucking track, and they know what's up, and they know what the fuck we gotta do. You feel me? And they're expressing it and doing that work for spirit, or all possibilities, or what y'all humans call God and shit. Or infinite growth, or whatever the fuck. You feel me? So yeah, take all that into consideration. All right, so check it out. Let's go into other reasons why genuine connections are so fulfilling. Let's get a little bit more deeper, shall we? All right. Look, at one point in human history, it was part of human nature for humanity to value each other a lot more than they do now. This was until society got too sick. So at one point back then, humans knew how important it was to value each other, because we depended on each other for teamwork to make the dream work. This started all the way back ever since tribal times, when the first humans got organized together and whatever the fuck. You feel me? As humanity evolved, you feel me? And I evolved out of their lower animalistic natures and shit, which we still deal with because we're still animals, but you get the point. We got more sophisticated and smart, higher chakra shit, not lower chakra shit, and because of this, we was able to work together better, right? So at one point, it was part of human nature for humanity to value each other, but that was until society got too sick. I have a video that explains like human history and how the shadow government became what it is today. Y'all could go watch that too, if you want more context behind that, because it's complex. You know, I'm not gonna get too deep into that on this video, but it's complex because it's a whole lot of different things that played into that shit, into the outcome of what we have right now. There's a lot of different variables, from insecure spirits wanting to manipulate others, to lazy, spiritually and mentally lazy spirits that didn't want to learn and play their part. It is a whole bunch of shit that gets kind of complex when we talk about how human nature developed over time. But I'm not going to go too deep into that. If y'all want more context behind that, watch that video I just said. But yeah, just keep in mind that at one point in time, it was more that the percentage level of it was higher at one point in human nature for humanity to value each other more than they do now. You feel me? Until society got more fucking sick. Cause teamwork make the dream work is like spiritual by nature on all levels. Because if you really think about it, all we're doing is co-creating this reality together, and we're experiencing it together. You feel me? So without each other, this world really wouldn't be shit. I also have a video called The Dangers of the Isolated Spirit, where you could watch that for more context on why there's a reason why we're all co-creating, and you're not just alone in your own world making everything happen like your own God and shit. No, there's a deep esoteric spiritual reason why we chose to, or not even chose, but why the mechanism of life is like that. You feel me? Because that's just part of infinite expansion and contraction, infinite growth, all possibilities, you know, just space within space, new, or AKA spirits being born within new spirits, and it's all part of the same shit. We are all one in that aspect, but we're still separate in the aspect of we are just our own little parts of this whole entire oneness. You feel me? So without each other, this world really wouldn't be shit. It would be like kind of like that Will Smith movie I Am Legend. Y'all saw how that played out. Motherfucker was, man, when his dog died, man, that shit was depressing, because that was his only motherfucking friend that he had no control out of besides himself in the world. And you feel me? You feel me, bro? Shit, some deep ass shit. Y'all don't get it. Y'all don't get it. This part of why angels fell to in the first place, which y'all humans call angels and shit, or big aware spirits that are aware of a lot of shit. We thought that we could help humanity because it would help us be more lit in the worlds where we come from, because bam, now we got more spirits to join the party. But you know, hey, shit, you help who you can, wake up who you can, if you feel me. You feel me? Real shit. That's for the big spirits. But because part of our mission is to connect the collective conscious and expand the world and its awareness, so that way humanity don't gotta be so limited to this barbaric, outdated, animalistic shit and these stupid ass, outdated, egoic mentalities and vibrational states that are weak and insecure and all this shit that the shadow government programmed y'all to be addicted to and lost in those energies, because that's how they raised y'all, and that's the issues that they have. That why do you think they feel like they have to have the need to run y'all? You feel me? And to have authority over y'all and shit like that. This shit go deep. Y'all don't even get it. Y'all not in a good place. This ain't a good place to be. So that's part of the mission, to connect the collective consciousness and to expand the world's awareness beyond what the animalistic shit that it limits itself to right now. So teamwork make the dream work is deep and spiritual by nature on all levels, both metaphysically, like vibration and frequency wise, us being on the same page spiritually, and physically, us all putting in to the pot, or putting in the necessary energy work and physical work that we got to put in to play our roles in building this whole world together type shit. You see what I'm saying? And it don't even got to be that deep, like physically, labor wise, especially with the technology we have, if we was just smart enough to use it better and shit. But hey, they don't want big powerful spirits like me, or Dolo the Pilot Man, or motherfucking Saint Uno making decisions and in the world and shit. You feel me? They don't want bigger spirits doing that. You feel me? Real shit. They don't want, y'all need real leaders now. Y'all don't need these little kids guiding y'all. Because the teamwork here on this realm, in this world, is unnaturally modified. You feel me? Just because the shadow government, that's part of, you know, the issue. And I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna fully blame the shadow government, because it is y'all humans too. Y'all humans, y'all regular humans like this shit. You feel me? Shout out Saint Uno. He just dropped a video about avoid this one type of spirit, and I agree 100%. It's spirits that motherfucking complain all the time but don't want to solve anything. You feel me? That's damn near 99% of the world. So don't just fully blame the shadow government. Remember, teamwork make the dream work. The shadow government don't got no power if their animalistic system wasn't so loved and catered to these motherfucking animalistic people and humans that don't know any better and don't know shit. And then whenever they do complain, they're not even spiritually aware enough and accountable enough to realize, oh shit, I'm complaining about shit, but being a hypocrite at the same time, because I'm not actually focusing on the actual solutions. So the spirits who actually are complaining about the right shit, such as spiritually evolved humans that are expressing themselves and whatnot, they actually have the right to, because they're complaining about the right shit, versus the bots and the sheep. They're complaining about the dumb shit and not getting out of that, so they could realize, oh shit, the solutions are simple. But they don't want to look at those solutions because it goes against their lower animalistic natures and their egos. These people care too much about their politics because they're savages and they're animals, and they still have that tribal mindset. And the shadow government knows this. They still got to pick sides. Oh, they still got to have a bias. Oh, and then they cater, and then the way the world was constructed, since it's constructed off astrology and human nature from a scientific perspective, all the different traits and human natures that humans play out, the shadow government got an operational variable for that. So there's biases for everyone. There's biases for atheists and agnostics who are too dumb to realize that their precious science is still a religion with a whole bunch of dumbass theories. Same way religious people are too retarded and dumb to not realize that their religion is limited and that spirituality is really the all possible limitless perspective that their spirit is trying to reach, but they don't do that because they let their egos limit themselves from that. Shit like that. This shit go deep. So divide and conquer, the divide and conquer spell is powerful. So when you have a shadow government utilizing that to make a mentally ill, divided society that can't just get on the same page because of their dumbass egos and their lower animalistic natures of their biases and shit, This is what you get. A retarded ass, well, it's a confusing world to them, to the bots and the sheep, but it's not confusing to big spirits, because we see right through this dumbass, weak ass witchcraft and bullshit that y'all live in. But like I said, y'all actually like this shit. You feel me? Otherwise, y'all would actually come to solutions and change the way y'all humans actually operate in society. But y'all don't do that. You feel me? So spirits don't want to be spiritually accountable. You feel me? So that the teamwork here that is unnaturally modified and controlled and programmed, they go along with it. So that's why I say you can't fully blame the shadow government. And then teamwork make the dream work in all aspects of life, even in negative ways, if that's what we're going to allow it to be in this reality. You feel me? Even in negative limiting ways that humans don't even know their full potential and what they're actually capable of. So with all that being said, one of your main goals in life should be to connect with who you are meant to connect with. And if y'all both genuine spirits, genuine, rare, real spirits who are not really indoctrinated like that to be fake, one of your main, then y'all pretty much is like, that's a rare thing. That's like, because finding another genuine, real spirit, that's like what, 1% of the world or 0.1% of the world. I don't know the actual number, but we live in a world where 99% of motherfuckers are fake and don't know themselves. So when you actually do come across another genuine spirit, that's why it's so fulfilling. And and for all the real genuine big spirits out there who ain't indoctrinated and faking shit with a certain Masonic programming, y'all should be making it y'all main goals in life to connect with who you meant to and actually find your motherfucking soul tribe and appreciate those motherfuckers. You feel me? I have a live stream talking about what I recommend all big spirits to do, and I talk about that in that video if you want more context behind that. Because y'all gonna be more fulfilled when y'all actually do that, and when you actually, especially if you find them in real life, that's even better. You feel me? So that's like some that is like almost some damn near what's that word called, surreal. Yeah, that's damn near surreal. Like it's like a dream, or it's like, or not even real, because you're so used to living in a fake world. It's like, oh shit, if it's some other shit, it's a whole nother energy when you actually are around another big spirit like you that is part of your soul tribe and shit, and y'all both have a genuine connection. That shit is fulfilling. It's just fulfilling and energizing to even be around your soul tribe and shit. You probably generate a whole bunch of energy together if y'all got into a group and did some shit. Who knows what kind of shit y'all would manifest and shit like that. Because spirit respect teamwork make the dream work and shit like that. It's not a respecter of persons like Dodo the Pilot Man be saying, where you can't be in your own ego, alone in your own world, and think that you could just live life like that without being open to others that you're meant to connect with and shit. You feel me? Watch my video called The Dangers of the Isolated Spirit. That's demonic and limited too. So eventually, all big spirits, all the genuine spirits, they ain't gonna fully fulfill what they came here to do in this lifetime if they don't make those genuine connections, because that's gonna be some of the most fulfilling shit. That's part of this teamwork, make the dream work. That's also part of the mission too, on how we can create our own little world amongst a fucked up world if we're powerful enough to do so. You feel me? But that can get complicated because there's a lot of physical aspects and factors to that got to be taken into consideration. Like I said earlier though, if everybody's accountable enough as spirits and they play their part, it could actually work out. But that takes a lot of really discerned, that takes spirits who really have a lot of discernment and are actually actually place a lot of importance on that and put their own individualistic ego to the side for that all possible teamwork make the dream work mission type shit. And on some astrology shit, that shit is deep too, cause shout out Dave B. I heard him one time say something about like the second house and the seventh house on some Venus type shit. Like the reason why Taurus it deals with values and it's part of the yin of Venus, and why Libra is the seventh house of, it's because if you really think about it, and that's the masculine of Venus, Libra. If you really think about it, when you get what you were, or you Yeah, you receive what you give type shit. So that's the dynamic of Venus type energy. So at one point in human nature, in an earlier point in humanity, when humans were more in tune with their astrology and their energies and shit, we were probably more aware than we are now of how important the relationship aspect depended on what we value, right? And we would value each other a lot more back then than we do nowadays, right? So the second house and the seventh house, the yin and yang of Venus, that shit is important, right? But what happened over time is that the shadow government, along with the flaws and the failures of the human brain and the human mind of humanity, it kind of became corrupted, that whole thing, because then the second house and Taurus like energies, it still had to do with security, stability, and shelter and material and shit like that. But we were supposed to build those things together type shit. That's where the seventh house comes into play. That's why Libra is exalted in Saturn, of reality itself being built, right? It's some deep esoteric shit. I hope y'all keeping up with what I'm saying, if y'all aware of the astrology. So with that being said, you know, it's kind of natural for us to value each other more than anything else, because like I said earlier in this video, this world wouldn't be shit without each other. You wouldn't be able to create your own world as an individual. You can't do it all. That's why I was saying that in that one video, you're not meant for everything. What did I say? What did I call that video? How to know the only time something isn't meant for you. Man, I had a lot of dumbass, retarded ass spirits leaving dumbass comments misunderstanding the context. Like, no, you can do whatever you put your mind to. But really, no. Like, there's some things in this life that no matter how much you put your mind to it, it might not just be meant for you, and somebody else is meant for that because they're better than you. So take what I just said into consideration, and what do you have? Reality. That's why you have all these. Now, this is some deep esoteric shit, because this is like some deep seventh house type esoteric external internal type shit, because that's how life was built anyway, from simple polarities to all this complex shit. But at the end of the fucking day, damn, I went so deep. And what was I saying? Hold up, let me get my point back. So yeah, spirits forget to realize that, oh shit, the only reason why we have reality is because of other people. The reason why you have your clothes is because of other people. The reason why you have your house or your shelter is because of other people. The reason why you have your food is because of other people. The reason, even shit, all the way down to y'all mentalities and mind states and the way you feel about shit. If the programming in the shadow government Masonic matrix shit was effective on you to brainwash you and limit you, then you even depend on the world for your thoughts and feelings. You don't even know how to have your own thoughts and feelings. You just know how to copy and regurgitate other perspectives. That's all humans know how to do. Google scholars copy and paste other people's mentalities and shit. Don't know how to actually have their own perspective and talk really well with charismatic gifts to express it and shit like that. They can only regurgitate their sources. So y'all see what I'm saying? This is part of the divide and conquer spell the shadow government has on y'all, but y'all humans like it because it appeals to y'all lower animalistic natures and egos. So back to the astrology shit I was saying. In a respectable, spiritually evolved world that's not Earth and not humanity, the spirits in those places, in those worlds or whatever, it's more evolved because the teamwork is like more synchronized. It's more chemistry. It's more aligned. It's not so mentally ill and corrupted to the point where everything is just for the sake of some insecure spirits at the top of the pyramid. You feel me? You see what I'm saying? So naturally, the second house and the seventh house, from an astrology perspective and a deep spiritual perspective, it makes sense why at one point we valued each other more than what we do now. Because right now it's inverted. The shadow government took those human natures and corrupted it. So now we still value our material and our shelter and our stability, second house Taurus type shit. That's part of Venus, so you can even enjoy the leisure time you have if you're safe and whatnot. But then the seventh house part of it is like we got mentally fucked and corrupted to put more energy into the actual material and forgot that we have to include others for this material to even fucking exist. Like I was saying, this reality wouldn't be what it is without another motherfucker who's meant to do what they're meant to do, and you're meant to do what you're meant to do. You see what I'm saying? So that's how the whole organization and the economy itself and shit just operates. This system in this world that we have ain't even fully that bad. Like there's certain pros to it that make sense, even despite all the flaws that can obviously be better. But this is how it naturally came to be. So this is some deep shit. I hope y'all understand what I'm saying. So the reason why I'm saying all this is because genuine connections are fulfilling by nature, because on a deep astrological perspective of what I just explained, you will see that it's in our DNA to know this. But like I said, humanity got corrupted and stupid, and they're not really aware of these things. So they got tricked and duped into being more depressed with being robots and putting all their desires and what they value and trying to get fulfillment off shit like just the material aspects, but they don't know how to actually include the collective itself. You feel me? Part of Venus type shit is to enjoy each other. Why do you think Libra is there? And why do you think it's exalted in Saturn to help build reality type shit? You know what I'm saying? And why do you think Pisces is exalted in Venus? Because it understands that on a deep intuitive level. Like we all are. That's why Pisces are the hippies that be like, oh, we're all one, peace, love, and light. We need each other type shit. You know, even though they can get a little lost in that shit and fall away from reality, they're still right in the aspect of we still need to value each other more than anything else. Otherwise, you wouldn't have the 7th house and Libra and the masculine and feminine pairing up with that 2nd house of the feminine part of Venus and the material stability part of it and shit. You feel me? So there's some deep shit. So, and that's part of why genuine connections are so fulfilling. Because it's just part of our motherfucking human nature wiring to crave that type of shit. And the only reason why it's corrupted nowadays by the shadow government, and now you have certain, along with humans being stupid, now that's now why a corrupted version of that would be like the gender wars and shit. So people think that they have to motherfucking get a whole bunch of material gain and have a certain status, Libra exalted in motherfucking Saturn type shit, even though that's more Capricorn. But you get what you see the connections I'm trying to make? Like humans are now tricked. I'm speaking a lot of astrological terms right now. So if y'all don't understand astrology, y'all might want to look more into that if you're a new subscriber and shit, because my name is Mooney Mercury, baby. Anyway, I got to bring astrology into this shit because that's the reality of the shit. It's deep. So reality and humanity and society has been pretty much tricked to value and get connections through in a fake way though. Like, oh, if I have more money, I could attract more people to fuck with me. Or if I have more material gain, more people will fuck with me. And oh, if I boost my ego and present myself in a way where the Masons and the Matrix was designed and programmed to be, then people will like me, because that's what these clones like too. You feel me? Fame, money. All humans ain't shit, so I gotta be ain't shit too. So I could get ain't shit ass humans to like me. Like I was saying in the previous live stream. I don't even understand why any genuine spirit would give a fuck about that shit in a fake ass world. You feel me? So people are fucked up in their energies, and they still end up depressed once they realize that damn, everybody's just being fake to each other. And then they might go down a spiritual path, and then they might want to motherfucking start to figure shit out for themselves and take a break from the demonic road and shit. You feel me? And then if they do enough shadow work, who knows, they might become a genuine spirit themselves. But then they would realize and still have to deal with the fact that, oh shit, the world is still fucked up and demonic and fake. So I did all that work just to be fucking alone. You feel me? So that's why when you do come across another genuine spirit and make a genuine connection, that's on a deep level, on a deep spiritual level, that's part of the reason why it's so fulfilling. Especially with like-minded spirits, that's your soul tribe, that think that not only are they genuine and real, but they also think and feel like you too and have a similar awareness. Oh, that's even better. And that's even more rare. That's like finding a fucking diamond, a $1 billion diamond on the street somewhere in the middle of fucking of a big ass city. Like that, y'all don't understand. Like, this is some real shit. This is why genuine connections are so fulfilling. And that's why I know that was very long-winded, especially with the astrology talk, but I had to say that to make y'all realize truly why genuine connections are so fulfilling. It's part of just this reality and humanity and human nature on a deep spiritual esoteric level in many different ways, from an astrology perspective, from the esoteric perspectives I gave y'all in the beginning of the video, and along with all the other information to get your mind aware of why things are the way it is. You feel me? So, and then that's spirits like me are actually becoming new leaders and shit, because people fuck with this energy. Look, it's not even about, see, that I said this in a previous video too. I don't fuck with spirits that dick ride spirits too much. I only fuck with spirits that respect energy. So if you in the right energy, I'm automatically gonna fuck with you 100%. You feel me? Whether you one of my spiritual teachers or if you're somebody that's learning and not as aware, but you're in the right energy, I'm gonna fuck with you because I value you being a real spirit, right? So this is what's gonna happen in the world if it evolves and humanity doesn't self-destruct off its own retardism. And if humanity evolves beyond their biases and the language and the linguistics of their favorite words and what they get indoctrinated into like little demons and shit, and they don't know how to be pure and clear and be real as a spirit and naked, what's going to happen is all the spirits that do want to grow and expand their awareness, they're going to value and cherish spirits that are doing similar shit to what this is. Same way I value and cherish my spiritual teachers who inspired me to do this shit. And then they're going to be inspired to spread the message, spread what y'all humans call God's word and shit. And then boom, the collective consciousness will expand, and when we'll all slowly start to realize and reckon that we have to value each other more in different ways. And then Mercury works with this too, communication to get reality going. Saturn, that's why the shadow government cares so, they worship Saturn, Mercury and Venus. Shout out whoever mentioned that in my last live stream. And this is how the world is going to evolve. Why y'all think that certain social movements from certain people in the past in human history got all the traction they gained? They had charismatic gifts. They was willing to be an individual spirit and use their power amongst bots, like I was talking about in the previous video. And then this just woke up more people. And then the more people that are woke and wake up, the more genuine connections can be made, and more, and we can really truly be fulfilled and not be depressed or unfulfilled like these bots and these robots are when they make fake connections with each other, because they only know how to use each other and be demons and just make fake connections and drain each other or trauma bond and all types of different deep shit that humans that can't even be alone, they can't handle being alone and shit, so they need to be around a whole bunch of other fake ass demons because they're fake themselves and they're not real enough to just be alone and figure out shit about themselves and do shadow work, all types of shit. Actually grow as a spirit and become aware and accountable to grow with all possibilities, or what y'all humans call God and shit. You see what I'm saying? It's real deep shit. So since that shit is so rare and humans don't want to do that, this is why genuine connections are so fulfilling, because it's like, damn, it's already a lot of work to do it for yourself, to have a genuine connection with yourself and spirit. It's even more fulfilling when you come across somebody else who's done that for themselves too. And then if y'all link up, do y'all missions together and shit, man, y'all know how powerful that shit is. You know how much y'all could actually like. That's why I understand when Uriel be talking about like the power of genuine big strong spirits coming together to manifest more shit, and shit just happening beyond their control. There's some deep esoteric shit behind that. And like I said in the previous videos, why do y'all think the shadow government got more power and control? It's because their teamwork skills and their organization skills are better than humanity and shit like that. But they really don't have no real power, because they still have to trick y'all and manipulate y'all, which is weak by default. So shit might change. I don't fucking know. I'm kind of pessimistic, my Virgo head ass. I kind of doubt it. I feel like y'all humans are fucked and y'all dumb. But hey, I'm gonna still try my best and to help all possibilities and play my part, because I don't want to be like y'all. Anyway, this is why genuine connections are so fulfilling. Peace.